Okay, we want to talk about the CFX Color plugin found within the Container FX folder. This plugin will allow you to color a series of objects. So what I'm going to do is just copy a cube down here, and for demonstration purposes I'm going to put an image on here, and I'm going to change this image's mapping to reflection and just scale this down a little bit. Now I want to copy this several times, so I'm just going to put this in a group and use this Cocoa. So let's copy it 10 times. We'll say execute. I'm not going to worry about the naming convention for this particular thing. I'm done with the Cocoa. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to use the grid arrange, and let's say we have 11 rows. So I'm just going to go ahead and spread out my rows here, and then we'll come up, scale this so that we can see it here. If I want to copy this again, I can, but we'll just do this for now. So let's move on to the plugin. So we'll go ahead and drag the CFX Color plugin onto my topmost group, and you can see when I do that, immediately it turns blue, and it turns blue because this blue default color is set in our settings here. And again, we have a progress percentage like all the other CFX container plugins. I'm going to go ahead and just set keyframes for this. I'm going to advance my progress percentage to 100%. We hit play. So it goes from blue to yellow when we hit play, because these are our two colors. Now there's a couple things to take note here, and first let's go through some of these settings. Again, just like all the other Container FX plugins, you have a direction. By default, it's set to start. If you want to go like to the center, it'll color it to the center and go from the center out. If you want, go randomly, end, static, wave. We also have our container order again, just like the other plugins, and a direction left to right. So you can change those things up a little bit too. Now the big things to note about this CFX Color is obviously you can change with any color. So if you want to start at purple and have it to go to green, we could do that. Since our keyframes are already set, we just hit play. You can see how it changes. The one thing to note about this is that if you have a material on a container while using this plugin, the material will override the setting. So this material that you drop onto the container takes precedence actually over the CFX Color plugin. One other thing to note is that you need to see how we do have shading on here, and this shading is because we have this image textured as a reflection. If we get rid of this image on here, you can see what happens. We have no more shading on our cubes. If we come through and rotate this, the color material on the CFX Color doesn't have shading. In order to get like true 3D shading on here, you need a material and or an image. So since the material will overwrite the color, that's why we need an image on here to pick up the shading and the lighting from our lights in Vizrt.